Chill us with EKSE, Monday to Friday, we keep on learning every day. We keep it real Monday to Thursdays, entertainment Fridays. Just so you know, it's 5 p.m. we're going live now. Just so you know, till 6, don't touch the dial, go. Just so you know, it's 5 p.m. we're going live now. Just so you know, till 6, don't touch the dial, go. Youth Block of the Year, catch us everywhere. Hashtag line EKSE, kuzofiwa this year. Youth Block of the Year, catch us everywhere. Hashtag line EKSE.
Good evening, Mzansi, and welcome to yet another blissful episode of EKSE. My name is EKSE and I'm here to lock down for the next hour. Today we are shifting our focus to a very cool day. It is called International Global Dignity Day that aims to instill a positive, inclusive and interconnected sense of value in young people that will guide them as they grow. So what's in store? We've got a panel to break down what the day is, as well as a Canva youth organization that will share how they apply this in their daily educational programs, as well as one of our in-house shows, Hope Unlocked, sharing some behind the scenes from their new show. And last but not least, we have musician and ex-soccer player turned into a piano star, Ricardo Mendes, in the building to share his latest and new EP. So as you can hear, we have a full and yet a loaded episode for you guys, so sit back, relax and enjoy. Let's head over to Loa.
Yes, Mama. First and foremost, before I get into the show, I want to say welcome back, Kezia the girl. Mitihara, we missed you so much. I, of course, am Mulwandile Ntombi Zulu, better known as the Princess of Presenting. And I'm also part of this co-pirating. Who's going to be shipping you guys in entertainment all the way to 6 o'clock. So make sure that you are staying tuned. In celebration of Global Dignity Day, it's all about making sure that everyone lives a lovely and dignified life. You do not know what that means. We're going to get into the conversation a little bit deeper. But in the studio today, we always bring professionals, people who know exactly what they're talking about. So we have the director as well as a senior social worker, Delane, as well as Alexa, also a senior social worker, as well as a play therapist. So ladies, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
For a second there, I was like, I almost called you Danny, because we've been talking Danny all along. I'm like, no man, I need to say her by her professional name. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well and happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, if someone doesn't know, what is the importance of having dignity in one's life?
So part of having dignity is knowing your value, knowing your self-worth, and being able to stand confident with who you are and who you are born to be.
Yeah.
And part of that is knowing your rights in this world, knowing your rights in our country and your responsibilities, and as well as how do we work and how do we navigate the world together with good ethics as well. So that's all really important.
Yes, ladies and gents, what I forgot to mention is that there are ambassadors, or rather representatives of Arise. Now at Arise, how do you guys make sure that the youth grow up with having a sense of dignity in their lives?
So we are all about family strengthening. We believe that every child belongs in a thriving family. So we work systemically. We don't just work with the youth, we also work with their families and their broader systems and look at how we integrate all of those things. So our programs, whether it's the adoption space, the family strengthening space, or our training and consulting, is all about how do we build connection.
Yeah, and can someone be taught the value of human rights?
Of course they can. I think we need to understand that as South Africans, most of us have been through trauma.
Absolutely.
And so when we talk about our dignity and knowing our worth, it's kind of understanding our trauma and healing from our trauma so that we can understand our worth and build resilience, build problem solving skills.
Yeah.
And part of that is knowing who we are and knowing our rights in this world as well.
Is that part of some of the things that you guys are doing at Arise? Talk to me about your organization, what it is that you guys are doing, and obviously the great things that you're implementing on young people, which we love to see right here on Cape Town TV.
So Arise is all about, like I've said, stronger families, stronger people, stronger families, stronger communities, stronger South Africa, which we all want.
Yeah.
And so we run family strengthening groups in schools and in partner organizations, let me try that word again, all across the Cape Flats and literally wherever we are invited. So we work in suburbia. We've reached as far as Finland more recently and all the way down to New Zealand and the Cayman Islands.
Yep.
But Danny never lets me go on trips there. Anyway,
Danny,
separate conversation.
Separate
conversation.
Yeah, as
Separate
director, I
conversation.
think I get that privilege
Yeah,
to go
but
to
I'll
the
carry her
Cayman
bag.
Islands.
She's my boss lady. So what we do is we literally go in and we say, what are your strengths? How do we problem solve? What is the resilience? We believe that people have got the answers. We need to facilitate the process to letting them problem solve, develop a sense of belonging, and how do we communicate all of that? So we do it through group work. We don't do individual work. We do it through community, through groups, and our partner organizations. Also recognizing we don't live in an ideal world.
Yes.
So for our kids that are in alternative care, how do we help their parents,
Yeah.
whether that's foster care or adoption, how do we help those families to thrive? And so that's a lot of the work we do. And then we do some training and consulting.
Yeah.
Our programs are written by South Africans, for South African,
Love
with
that.
South African voices in
Yeah.
it, of the youth and people affected by the programs. And so how do we train professionals, youth workers, youth community workers, teachers, whoever?
Yeah. And I do want to add, the
course.
youth has the answers themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're just here to facilitate and make sure that the opportunities are there so that they can grab it.
I love that. And speaking of that, I love when you're saying a program is not just designed for maybe, okay, we took it from a different country and we said, okay, this is a copy paste. We're saying it might work in South Africa, but it was designed by South Africans for our specific country.
Exactly.
And then what do you guys plan and aim to do with the youth? Like, what are you hoping that they get from an organization like Arise? Because obviously, every organization has a heart. As a director, you have a heart for what it is that you've started or what it is that you're trying to accomplish with the youth. What is that like for you?
Well, we know that when we want people to reach their full potential,
Yeah.
they need to have a sense of belonging. And our sense of belonging is through relationship.
Absolutely.
And in terms of finding healthy relationships with one another.
Yeah.
And it starts with our families, no matter how those families are formed. And we know in South Africa, families are not mom, dad, kids.
Yeah.
It's gogo,
Yeah.
it's aunt, it's foster mom, it's
Yeah.
uncle. It's our social fathers and social mothers. And how do we ensure that there's sense of belonging?
Yeah.
Because when we have thriving families,
Yeah.
no matter how those families are formed,
Yeah.
we can then have thriving communities.
Oh,
and that
man.
really is our heart.
I really love hearing that, because most people might think, oh, because I need to be as a person of dignity or have self-worth, I need to have a certain structure of a home, I need to have a mom, a dad, etc. My life needs to look a certain way. But I love what you're doing is you're accommodating what South Africa looks like,
Yeah.
our history, what we've been through, and therefore what families look like in South Africa. I really enjoyed that. Now I want to find out, because we have to leave, unfortunately we have such minimal time. If someone wants to know more about Arise, where can I find you? Where can I go? If I want to learn more about your organization, if I volunteer maybe, where can I go?
That would be great. So you can head over to arisefamily.org,
Yeah.
or we on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, and our handle is @AriseFamilySA. Very easy, @AriseFamilySA.